if you're choosing this as your career and your job, then obviously you have to sort of like kids to some degree. People can debate me in the comments about that, but if you're teaching, you need to be able to like kids. Hey teammates, and welcome back to Teaching with Tenia. If you are a freshman, this video is for you. All freshman education majors. I'm so excited to create this video because a lot of you guys have been DMing me or commenting questions about, I'm a freshman going into early childhood education, or you're an education major, whether you're middle level or high school level. Whatever level you are, this will apply to all of you. So let's get started. First off, I want to say huge congratulations for graduating high school. That is a huge accomplishment. And then let alone to get into college. I'm super proud of you. And I know it probably wasn't easy, especially with everything that happened the past 2 years. Kudos to you for pushing through, let alone being an education major. The best majors out there, let me tell you guys. But in this video, I'm talking about 7 things that you as a freshman educator need to know, okay? The first thing you may have heard before, but if not, let me be the first to tell you. Get in the classroom ASAP. Get in the classroom ASAP. For the people in the back that didn't hear me, you need to be in the classroom as much as possible. Whether it is volunteering, you need as much education experience as possible. I feel like even if it doesn't go towards your credit hours or major or whatever, just to get in the classroom, whether it's volunteering at children's church, at camps, wherever kids are, that's where you need to be. I feel like the much experience you get around kids in general, just being around them, children, seeing how they think, act, develop, like all that. Getting that experience will be vital because if you're choosing this as your career and your job, then obviously you have to sort of like kids to some degree. People can debate me in the comments about that, but if you're teaching, you need to be able to like kids. So you need to know if you're able to be around kids at least for 8 hours a day. So get in the classroom, whether it's an old teacher of yours or a relative or a friend that's a teacher, get in the classroom. Even if you can't help out or teach a lesson, be sure to just be in there and observe. Observe, be around kids, help out here and there, even if you're not teaching, just so you understand how the feel of a school day goes. And from a teacher's perspective, because you've always been the student, it is a switch, let me tell you. It is a switch. You're more privy to information and you just get that teaching perspective that you wouldn't otherwise get if you are in the classroom learning about education from a textbook, which we'll get into that. The second thing I want to let you know is don't get caught up on a grade level. I know some people come in and they're like, oh, I want to teach 9th grade biology. Great. You think you like 9th graders right now, but as you go and get more experience and be in the classroom more, you may find out that you actually want to go with seniors. Especially for me, I went into the education program thinking, well, I already knew that 3rd grade was my dream grade, and I was so fixated on I'm teaching 3rd grade, I only want to teach 3rd grade, and I messed around and said that it slipped out in a conversation with my professors, who just so happened to be our like coordinator. He was like, oh, you like 3rd grade? Bet. Well, he didn't say it like that. He was like, you like 3rd grade? Okay, cool. And I ended up being in pre-K for internship, 2nd grade, 1st grade for student teaching in 1st grade for 2 years. And looking back on it, I did need that experience. It definitely made me a better educator, knowing where my students have come from. But being fixated on a grade only limits you, and I just want you to know that you are limitless and you can do anything you put your mind to with the strength of the Lord, okay? Needless to say, you can have a preferred grade level for sure, but don't be so gung-ho tight on it. Like, I'm not going to teach any other grade, because then people will laugh at you and put you exactly where you don't want to be. The third thing I want all freshman education majors to know is that you are learning from a book. There are a lot of theories out there of how education could work, how it should work, how it's been done in the past. But let me tell you, nobody has taught in the future. Nobody's taught in the future. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. So yes, do all you can to put forth all the effort in your classes, but have in the back of your head that, okay, I'm going into a classroom teaching the unknown. But also, I do feel like if it's broken, don't fix it. Unfortunately, there are a lot of broken pieces in our education system in this country. So how can we take those pieces and make it better? I feel like is the questions you need to be asking your professors. While you're in class, they may give a lot of theories or things that have happened or case studies, whatever. That's great. But I encourage you to be asking, how can this apply in the classroom? Or what if I have this problem? Or what if this problem pops up? Because professors, textbooks, they can't think of all the situations. And although kids are different, there still are a lot of similarities. The fourth thing I want you to know is that if you're a freshman, then you will most likely have a professor within this freshman year time span let you know that you need to be buying things for your classroom. Theoretically, that sounds amazing. You don't want to wait to, okay, great, you're about to teach and have to buy like a bunch of stuff. Your district is supposed to do that. Now, whether they do that or not, it's up in the air. But I don't want you to take professors saying, buy stuff for your classroom, buy stuff for your classroom. First of all, what classroom? What classroom are we buying stuff for? The second thing is, what grade level and what content area? If I truly took what my professor said to heart to buy this, and that, I literally started hoarding stuff. And I, to some degree, did. If you haven't checked out my organizing my apartment with me, I'll link that here in the cards. But I had a bunch of education stuff that they're like, hold on to this, hold on to this, hold on to this. Okay, that's great, but I'm not going to need the math stuff that I hypothetically wrote a math lesson on. Like, as you're in college, you're going to be writing a lot of hypothetical lesson plans. But let me tell you, when you get your real teaching job, I'm telling you guys the secrets. You're going to most likely have a district plan that the whole district follows. If you're teaching math, okay, there's a district curriculum for that. If you're teaching ELA, there's a district curriculum for that. So really, you're not going to need all these lesson plans and to keep hoarding them, to say the least. However, I also want to add this in there. You may be a special case like me, where I was not so determined to teach third grade. I just knew my calling was for that age group. So you can buy stuff here and there. I encourage you to save your money, one, and to not go crazy, because like, I literally just found out what I wanted my theme to be in my classroom based off what we're learning. And you don't even know the curriculum that you're going to be teaching, let alone to find a theme that cohesively helps students learn that material. For that, let me just add one more thing. You don't know what type of person you're going to be 3 or 4 years from now, because you may be, okay, let's go boho theme right now. Great, you have all these new colors, but then even 4 years from now, you're like, maybe I want to add some color to my classroom and go all colorful and rainbow themed, or navy blue, green, whatever color scheme you want. It may change later down the road. Okay, do with that information with what you will. I'm just letting you know, so you can't say I didn't warn you. Yeah. The fifth thing I want to let you know about is that your life matters. Lesson plans don't. I know some people may disagree with this, but I want to let you know that you're going to embark on a lesson plan journey. You may have to write 6 in-depth 6-page lesson plans for one class. You might, as a freshman, just be getting started. You're going to write a 1-page lesson plan for that class. I want you to know that these are all hypothetical. Your school education program, whatever, may have curriculum books. They may be old, they may be new, they may be whatever, but assignment may be you pick a lesson out of that book hypothetically and write a lesson. Sometimes college professors overstress lesson plans. Like, lesson planning is important. It's the bulk of what your job is, supposedly. You are teaching. Teaching is important, and making sure your kids get the content in the best effective way possible. But I want you to know that it may change throughout your years, because even though you have all these lesson plans to do, and they may be ripped apart at the beginning, just like mine were, your professors are trying to help you, but take that with a grain of salt, because as a teacher, once you get 2-3 years deep, you may not be writing as in-depth lesson plans as you was year one. I've even seen veteran teachers that's been teaching for a while lesson plan with sticky notes, and at the end of the day, great, you deserved it. You are more than able to do that. But to go from 7-page lesson plans to a whole sticky note while you're teaching, it just baffled me. So I want you to know that yes, they are important, but if you're choosing between finishing a lesson plan or getting sleep that night, you go ahead and choose. Just giving you the information, just giving you the information. And my last thing on that is that you are writing lesson plans for hypothetical children. And I think it would be easier, just a little lesson planning tip, to put actual mom or dad, somebody in those situations that you can actually write a lesson plan for, because I found it very difficult to write hypothetical lesson plan when I felt like I'll be teaching the wall. When I put kids that are actually below on above grade level, it was easier for me to write them in a more effective manner. And advice number 6, I want you to be aware of the lens which you are being taught. I feel like, especially for me, I went to a predominantly white school, therefore my education was based through the culture of a white person lens. Now that may work where some teachers are going to teach. However, I know for me that some of the things that they actually said will not work in the context that I'm teaching now. Be aware of the cultural relevancies and how things are being portrayed to you, and what information is actually presented to you and what information is being left out. And I'll leave you with that. Advice number 7 is your education program, I don't care how good, spectacular, phenomenal, 5-star rating it is, it will not prepare you 100% for teaching. The goal of your education program is to have as many tools in your tool belt so that when you do get in the classroom, you have, okay, I can pull from this, I can go to this technique, I can go to this skill, whether it's classroom management or ways to teach social studies or ways to teach math. Okay, great, there are a bunch of tools to do that on top of your classroom management class. There are many things that education programs definitely help expose me to. After teaching summer school, I have realized that there is nothing that could have prepared me to be a teacher besides that hands-on mentorship experience. I feel like having a mentor or someone alongside you to hold your hand, to ask questions, to pick you up when you have good days and bad days, because trust me, we will, as educators, have good days and bad days, but of course, the good days always outweigh the bad days, and there are going to be seasons of life where we're just super stressed, and other seasons where we feel like, great, the kids are getting it and everything is clicking, and then it's probably time for you to go on break during that point. But that's all the advice that I have for freshmen in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe down below because I have another college video coming back to you guys, back to back content. I love it. Oh, and comment down below what you are most looking forward to in studying with education, or what are you looking forward to do, or even why you're going into education. I would love to know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in these other videos. Peace.